How's it going, everybody? My cup of tea here, back with an interaction video, and we're here with another Pokemon video. Yay, yay. Now this time is going to be another informative video. We're going to be taking a look at how powerful is every legendary Pokemon canonically. And I'm not sure what they mean by canonically, like how strong they really would be, because I think like there's some legendaries that like are kind of weak in the show, I think. But let's see, because I feel like RC is, right, I think that's the God of Time, I believe. Now this video was requested by 2 people. I'm gonna butcher this one, I'm sorry in advance. AK Shay or Akshay Pat Wardhan and Birders the Word. Bam! Shouts out to you guys, shouts out to you guys. Thank you for the recommendation. We're finally gonna do it. And you know, without further ado, I don't have my headphones, I'll be right back. Alright, without further ado, let's start this. Alright, here we go, let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. That's a nice intro right there. I gotta applaud that one.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's
good afternoon.
Welcome back to another video. So, in the past on this channel, we've discussed how rare every legendary Pokemon was, but we never actually discussed how strong every legendary is.
Alright.
Canonically, I should say.
Okay.
For instance, in terms of in-game usability, we all know that Regigigas is actually one of the weakest legendary Pokemon due to his slow start ability.
I didn't know that, but alright.
In terms of the actual Pokemon lore, it is one of the stronger legendaries.
Ah, that's what he means by canonically. Okay, I get it.
Some Pokemon like Heatran or the Tapus are absolute beasts in competitive gameplay.
Tapu, I think I know about that one.
Weak, canonically speaking.
Ah,
so I'll be looking
interesting.
over all the evidence I can find, whether it's Pokedex entries, in-game lore, or
the
one
Pokedex.
of those overpriced GameStop guidebooks hidden somewhere beneath my bed and 20 layers of dust. And of course, we'll be going from weakest to strongest using our handy-dandy tier list.
The
Going
tier
from
list?
Unrealized power to no special powers to niche powers to exceptional powers to planet-altering to universal threats
wow.
to literal.
I mean, my favorite is Mewtwo, but I don't think it's gonna be up there.
But before that, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, Keeps.
Is that the hair loss thing?
Most of you guys are young like me and probably don't think about hair loss very often.
I don't.
But if you've ever looked at your old man and thought, geez.
Yeah, if you have some hair loss problems, go get Keeps. You got the code right there. You got the link and his name. Go do that if you need some hair loss remedies. But yeah.
Thank you to Keeps. Now let's jump into the video.
Alright, video time.
Our lowest tier, the Unrealized powers, are all the legendary Pokemon that evolve into more powerful legendaries. This includes Cosmog, Cosmoem, Cubfu, and Type Null.
I don't know any of them.
He is officially recognized as a legendary. Don't make me keep repeating it.
Is that an axe in his
Essentially,
head?
there is really nothing special about any of these Pokemon in their base forms, but they will evolve into far more powerful legendaries.
1 second. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to buy some new headsets because this one is slowly not working.
Special about any of these Pokemon in their base forms, but they will evolve into far more powerful legendaries eventually.
Okay.
Although if I had to rank these, obviously Cosmog and Cosmoem are at the bottom.
Sure, yeah, gotta have them at the bottom. Okay,
Next
bang.
would be Cubfu because it's at least a functional Pokemon, and last would be Type Null because it pretty much has some allied stats already.
I'll turn
it
up
just
some
lacks speed and its signature ability. Pretty easy tier though, so let's move on to the next one.
Alright,
the next
one.
tier is the no special powers.
Interesting. What's
These
this?
Pokemon are just exceptionally strong and rare when compared to normal Pokemon, and more often than not have a relationship with a more powerful legendary Pokemon.
Gotcha.
Ranking lowest in this tier are Spectrier and Glastrier. The most notable thing about them is that Calyrex rides them to work every day, so they are the epitome of beta.
Dang.
Up next is the Swords of Justice, Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. Basically, they just save a bunch of Pokemon from a
Is that first one from the Sword and Shield game?
They're also some of the only Pokemon in this tier that don't have connections with more powerful legendaries, so they can't just be like, Daddy, this 10-year-old is being mean and trying to catch me, please come help! Cobalion is their leader, which possibly gives him the edge over the other two, but still a pretty unremarkable trio. Beyond them is Heatran, whose entire shtick is that he lives in volcanoes. From my understanding, he's just a volcano forms somewhere in the world, and he's like, is for me? And then just takes up free residency there.
How do you catch that?
No movies, stacks no paper, and is maidenless.
Oh, no, he's maidenless. Oh, God, that's the worst thing. You maidenless? Come on now. Elden Ring, right? Hold on, when does this come out? Okay, 6 months. Yeah, we're good. I had to make sure. We're good.
Stacks no paper,
no bread, no maidens.
a very unimpressive legendary. Just above Heatran are the 5 lower Regis.
Okay, I know some of these now.
Unique powers, but they are all known for having
I didn't know they were legendaries. Okay,
they are potentially
this one right here
looks
looks demonic.
Out of nothing but their respective materials. This means that they have no internal organs and they can regenerate their strength as long as they have the materials nearby.
Okay.
Regieleki and Regidrago are probably the most impressive of the 5.
They are very impressive,
being capable of supplying all the power in the Galar region, and Regidrago
evidently
possesses the power of all Dragon-type Pokemon.
Dang.
The Regis are hard to place, honestly, because you could say that they're more threatening because people had to lock them away to keep themselves safe, but at the same time, if humans are able to lock you up, are you really that powerful?
Not really.
No, I don't mean being locked up in some 10-year-old's Master Ball. That's
Master
the
Ball.
Equalizer, and we don't like to talk about it. And at the top of this tier are the original legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres.
Articuno, I remember those 3. Yep.
Tied to their roles in Pokemon 2000. Where a conflict between them could throw the entire world's climate into chaos.
Yep.
But that means how that's a rather
Groudon's gonna be on here, Kyogre.
On their own, they aren't particularly destructive or possess any special powers. And not to mention, that was probably just old-school Pokemon being dramatic before an actual scale of powers was developed later on. I decided it would be best to leave them in this tier. Certainly,
Why is he in that
could
outfit?
debate that they deserve to be a bit lower than the other Pokemon here, though. Our next tier is the
niche powers. Okay, what we got here?
This includes Pokemon that have some sort of special ability or power that separates them from the crowd, but it's not exactly a widely usable ability or a particularly powerful one. At the bottom of this tier are Urshifu, Latios, and Latias, who really don't have any powers, but Urshifu is the only legendary capable of Gigantamax.
That looks dope. That looks dope right there. Hold on now. That's scary.
Mega Evolve, which is more than some legendaries have. Cresselia is next, possessing the ability to dispel nightmares created by Darkrai.
Oh, Darkrai. Okay, that's strong.
That's pretty niche.
That's pretty niche.
Sinnoh games only give it the regular wild Pokemon battle theme. That's just insulting. Right above Cresselia are Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, the legendary
those
beasts.
3. I remember those 3 too.
Please don't call them the legendary dogs. Have you ever seen what a dog looks like? Raikou has the ability to control storm clouds at will and travel within lightning bolts. Entei's bark is said to erupt volcanoes across the world, and Suicune can purify tainted lakes and rivers by running across them.
I didn't know that. That's pretty good.
Not every power has to be destructive. Next, we have
he's
the
helpful.
Comets,
I like that.
also known as the forces of nature, Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, and of course the newly added Enamorus. Although the 4 of them are commonly associated with fertility and the growing of crops, they can each create massive storms and cyclones to punish people who damage the land.
Mother Nature,
in the anime, Giovanni demonstrates that by controlling them in their Therian forms, a never-ending wave of natural disasters can also be created.
Well, dang, Giovanni.
But it appears that this isn't an ability that any of them have access to individually, so it doesn't count for much. Next is Silvally, who is developed as an Ultra Beast killer and does have the ability to switch.
Ultra Beast killer, gotcha.
It's worth mentioning that I did not include the Ultra Beast in this video since they aren't officially recognized as legendary Pokemon, although they do share many of the same characteristics. But if I did include them, they'd probably be in this tier too, because although they don't possess any unique powers, they are still remarkably dangerous. Especially Guzzlord, who can devastate entire planets with its non-stop eating.
Oh gosh!
Slightly above Silvally are the 4 island Tapus, who also fight against Ultra Beasts, but can periodically turn violent against humanity too. They each have a special power available to them as well. Tapu Koko can store thunderclouds in its shell.
That's the one
Tapu Fini can heal people using scales. Tapu Bulu can manipulate plants.
Bulu.
And Tapu Fini controls ocean currents and can bring the souls of the dead back within its mist, as seen in the anime.
Okay, sure.
And to round out the top of this tier, we have Mesprit, Azelf, and Uxie, the Lake Trio. They may not look like much, but according to the Pokedex, each one is capable of taking away the memories, emotions, and willpower of their foes.
Whoa,
in Azelf's case,
alright,
it can literally control the bodies of its opponents. And most terrifying of all, if these 3 Pokemon are gathered in one place, they can create a red chain that summons and controls the gods of the Pokemon world.
Whoa, okay,
like I mentioned earlier, that isn't something that they can do individually. And out of the 2 red chains that we've seen throughout human history, both of them kinda didn't work as planned. So
get off of me, Red Chain. Get off of me.
That as a power. Nonetheless, I feel like they easily rank at the top of this
tier. That was Arceus, right?
To kick off the exceptional powers tier, and this is probably the hardest tier to rank due to the wide range of abilities, we have Ho-Oh and Lugia. Lugia is the easier of the two to explain, so we'll start with it. For starters, the
that name is hilarious.
wings can both create and quell storms, some of them lasting as long as 40 days.
Goodness.
Even a gentle flap from its massive wings can easily destroy homes, so as a result, it isolates itself deep under the sea.
Thank you, stay down there.
And has powers that are far less destructive, but that doesn't make them any less extraordinary. Most notably, it can resurrect Pokemon from the dead, as seen with the legendary beast after the tower trap. Its flames are said to burn forever, and it grants eternal happiness to anyone who sees it.
Hey, that's dope.
Power can come in all sorts of forms.
Oh, just greatness right there. Oh, great.
Is similar and also possesses many unique abilities.
What is that?
Like the Kami's, Calyrex is also capable of creating bountiful harvests, but it can additionally use its psychic powers to control people and Pokemon. As through Peony and its steeds. While riding the steeds, you can bring out their true power as well and use attacks that will blast through entire mountains. And finally, unlike other Pokemon that Dynamax using the remains of Eternatus's energy, Calyrex is able to Dynamax using its own internal energy, as evidenced by the blue aura that surrounds it. Calyrex is clearly a being of great power, but unlike most legendary Pokemon, that power is largely expressed in more gentle and benevolent ways. Taking us even higher in the power hierarchy, we have 3 duos of legendary Pokemon, and just know that despite the order, they're all roughly the same power level in my opinion, and were really hard to rank. So, keeping it in the Galar region, we have the hero duo Zacian and Zamazenta.
That's Sword and
They
Shield.
are most notably known for being able to defeat Eternatus during both Darkest Day events, though not without help from Hop's Dubwool. The armor they carry is so solid that not only can they shrug off attacks from Dynamax Pokemon, but they can also strike them down with ease. And they do the Luke Skywalker force projection stuff too. Not exactly powerful, but it is cool. When working together, they can undo the effects of Eternatus's Eternamax, which prevents all Pokemon attacks from working.
Now, sure. What is that?
Yet Eternatus does indeed rank higher than these two. Because if Zacian and Zamazenta were separated, it's highly unlikely that either one of them would have been able to defeat Eternatus alone. Up next are the previous generation's mascots Solgaleo and Lunala. As the emissaries of both the sun and the moon, they are capable of giving off or absorbing the light of large areas. The energy they emit is enough to actually override the current time of day when it comes to evolving a Rockruff into which is a fact that I only just now learned about. These Pokemon fought alongside the Tapus long ago to defeat the Ultra Beast attacking Alola, and they can create Ultra Wormholes to travel between dimensions. Finally, both possess incredibly strong Z-moves at their disposal. And to round out this group of mascots, we have Zekrom and Reshiram. In the ancient past, both of these Pokemon destroyed massive kingdoms in a battle of truth and ideals. Their pillars of lightning and fire are said to be what created the 2 rivers that still exist in Unova today. Both of these Pokemon came from the original dragon, and like Zacian and Zamazenta, when weakened they turn into stones to preserve their lives. Using the powers of fire and electricity, they can easily incinerate everything around them.
Well, dang,
that one looks amazing. That both of these Pokemon could easily scorch the world. But that could just be some old-fashioned Pokedex hyperbole. As stated before, I view all 6 of these legendary Pokemon as equals, but feel free to let me know what you think down below.
I don't know any of these Pokemon right now.
Left atop this tier, that being Kyurem. Basically, take everything I just said about Zekrom and Reshiram and apply it to Kyurem as well, because it just stole their entire bodies away.
Well, dang.
Even in its base form, we know Kyurem could surpass both of them, as its Gen 8 Dex entry for Pokemon Home reads, dwelling within it is a power even greater than that of Zekrom or Reshiram. But the extreme cold keeps that power bound. Presumably, that power is what remains of the original dragon, but Kyurem keeps that power on
what is it doing?
Waiting for the day
what is it doing? Stop it!
Reclaim the body it once
Stop
had.
it!
All I'm saying is, if we don't get Legends Kyurem as a game, I will be sorely disappointed. Honestly, who knows what Kyurem's actual power limit is?
We don't know.
But for now, I have to keep it atop this tier because at least it's capable of absorbing Zekrom or Reshiram and making their powers its own, which is no easy feat. And now we have reached the big boy tier.
Big boy tier, okay.
Powers. These are Pokemon that have either changed the shape of the Earth in some way, or they are threats to our entire existence. Kicking this tier off is Regigigas, the Pokemon that is said to have literally towed the continents across the world using ropes. And of course, the aforementioned 5 immortal beings who are powerful enough in their own rights. Its command over these Regis is so powerful it can override the effects of Pokeballs as seen in the Diamond and Pearl series when Brandon attempted to meet it. And in the 11th movie, Giratina and the Sky Warrior, Regigigas helps in holding back a massive glacier mere minutes after its awakening. When it comes to raw strength, few can outdo Regigigas.
Looks like it. Looks like a tank.
On our list is the most savage of all Pokemon.
Savage,
the one
you say?
Formerly crowned as the strongest Pokemon in the world, Mewtwo.
Let's go!
Explicitly states that Mewtwo's battle abilities have been raised to the ultimate level, allowing it to defeat any foe. Like other psychic types on this list, it's also been shown to be capable of mind control, and it creates a storm intended to wipe out humanity.
Look at that stance. Look at that menacing stance.
Mewtwo is truly the most terrifying weapon created by man, but there are other entities that surpass such a creation, including the Pokemon of life and death themselves, Xerneas and Yveltal.
I didn't pause it. Wait. I'm just happy Mewtwo's up there, high on the list, kind of. This is like earth-shattering. Oh shoot! Watch out, these Pokemon. I'm high. I'm happy he's high on the list. I knew he wasn't gonna be like the top dog, but I'm just happy he's here. All right, let's continue.
Including the Pokemon of life and death themselves, Xerneas and Yveltal. Both are capable of giving or absorbing life from everything around them, and their mere auras are strong enough to invigorate other fairy or dark-type Pokemon. Not to mention that their powers to give and take life were instrumental in the building of Kalos' ultimate weapon, which devastated the entire region. The after effects of which would later give birth to the Mega Evolution phenomenon. Both of these Pokemon are overflowing with power that influences everything they touch. With that being said, I'm sure some of you are wondering why they don't rank higher in this tier, and that's mostly because the reach of their powers are confined to a radius of roughly a few hundred miles. These Pokemon aren't capable of destroying or reviving the entire Earth. Not to mention that they go into a 3,000-year-long coma afterwards, so they aren't exactly efficient. But when it comes to worldwide disasters, few Pokemon come to mind faster than Groudon and Kyogre.
Groudon! Oh, wait, no, I'm not happy. F Groudon. I hate Groudon. Personal reasons. That menace.
Droughts or rainstorms so severe that all of humanity would be wiped out within a few days. I know about these. They certainly have a farther reach.
Kyogre, though. I'm cool with Kyogre. Groudon, I'm not cool with him.
Sure, being able to control the life force of an entire country is impressive, but being able to manipulate the weather conditions of the entire world, or even control the intensity of the sun, which is 93 million miles away from Earth,
California. Just stay hot because of Groudon. That's Groudon's fault.
Just said these Pokemon created the land and sea, that would be enough to land them in this tier, but that's only the beginning of their fierce power.
Oh, the beginning?
But as it's commonly known, Rayquaza is the one whose powers override both of them. Being able to dispel abnormal weather and even able to Mega Evolve at will thanks to a special organ that stores meteorite energy. Using this Mega Evolution power one stopped Earth from being destroyed by a meteor shower, and it's been known to take on extraterrestrial threats such as Deoxys.
Is Deoxys a legendary
Pokemon known for dispelling threats and keeping the world in check is Zygarde, who I would say is
Zygarde. He has like 3 forms, I think.
Rayquaza. Originally thought as merely the protector of Kalos, we now know that Zygarde exists everywhere around the world to protect the ecosystem.
That weak version.
Which begs the question, what the heck has he been doing when all these other threats happen? But still, with 100% of its cells assembled, Zygarde has the power to eliminate any threat facing the world, certainly making it the strongest Pokemon within this tier.
All that for a guard shop?
Threats that come from beyond this world. Threats that Pokemon like even Rayquaza and Zygarde
has to be number 1, right?
Prepared to deal with. Well, that's where the second highest tier, Universal Threats, comes in, featuring Eternatus and Necrozma. Starting with Necrozma, this Pokemon has devastated entire dimensions in its mad search for light. Not only is it capable of opening massive amounts of Ultra Wormholes, but it can also overtake Solgaleo and Lunala's bodies similar to Kyurem. And that's just the extent of its power.
That sounds terrible.
As Ultra Necrozma, it can use light that burns the sky, the most powerful move
in existence with
drawbacks.
Wait,
its body also burns at a temperature of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just over the temperature of the sun, making it practically untouchable.
You ain't catching that.
Pretty dang similar.
You're not catching that Pokemon.
In its base form, it's not much to marvel at, but after Eternamaxing, it by far becomes the strongest.
You try to throw a Pokemon at it, it just disappears, it just evaporates like, oh, he just evaporated my Pokeball.
Okay, I'm sorry. Practically untouchable. Eternatus is pretty dang similar, all things considered. In its base form, it's not much to marvel at, but after Eternamaxing, it by far becomes the strongest Pokemon stat-wise, and creates a massive storm that rips apart space and time itself, making other Pokemon unable to use moves against
How about we don't make it Eternamax,
a nearly infinite amount of energy and force other Pokemon to Dynamax against their wills. Both of these Pokemon come from beyond Earth and are single-handedly responsible for the births of Z-moves and Dynamax. It's hard to say which more powerful, but they certainly both deserve a tier of their own.
Gotta clap for them, I guess. Oh, we just went straight to Godlike powers.
Video, the Godlike powers tier, which includes Pokemon that are pretty much gods themselves.
It's more than one?
Unsurprisingly, the only Pokemon here are the Creation Trio, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, who, stat-wise and transformation-wise, are actually very underwhelming compared to the last handful of Pokemon we discussed, but we'll just blame that when I'm power creeping. In terms of lore alone, if you don't have these Pokemon, you don't even have a Pokemon world to begin with. Representing time, space, and antimatter respectively, these Pokemon wield an incredible amount of control over not just Earth, not just the universe, but the multiverse and everything within it. I mean, really, they can do everything. Travel through dimensions, rip holes in reality, and they are most closely related to Arceus itself, the creator of the Pokemon world, who is unfortunately not in this video due to its status as a mythical Pokemon, but hey, maybe
dang it, he's not legendary, he's mythical.
Of course, if you want to see
I was
that,
wrong.
Make absolutely sure you're
I was wrong.
So here is the final list to recap everything I went over.
Let's look at it real quick. Alright, we got the creation trio right here, that makes sense. This one that can burn basically anything if you're near it, and this one that forces Pokemon to Dynamax against its will. We got for Praison's pretty high over here. That's Zygrade. Okay, I didn't expect these two to be like really that high on the list. That's interesting. I see my boy Mewtwo over here. We got I forgot the names of these Pokemons, but Ho-Ho's right here. You know, Ho-Ho. You know, it's a good Pokemon right there. Nice. The niche ones, the one I remember. Oh, Intel and the three that I should not call them dogs, but they look like dogs. I know these two. I just don't remember their names. Oh, you got the Reggie Pokemon. I know some of them. I've seen them before. Articuno, what was that? Zapdos, and Moltres. And then I don't know these four down here, the unrealized powers. But okay, nice tier list.
Hopefully that wasn't an information overload and you had
time to
digest all of it.
I had time.
Nonetheless, it took a ton of work to put this together.
I imagine so.
If you left a like on this video and
I
comment
imagine
down
so.
below. I'll see you guys next time.
That was nice. I like that. Get inside the Pokeball, you legendary! Yeah! That was nice. I like that. Give this a like, because that was a very good, informative video. Interesting. So now we know these Pokemons are really that strong. I'm trying to see if there's any Pokemons out there like, hey, you will catch them, but they're like pretty weak. Maybe Intel? I'm not sure. Because I haven't played many Pokemon games. Really, Pokemon Ember was the only game I played. And I can't think of like a Pokemon right now. But thank you, JPR, for the list. Thank you, JPR. This was nice. Yeah, I had a feeling Rayquaza was gonna be high on the list, and Mewtwo, I'm glad he was where he was at. Darn him. But yeah, no, this is fun. I kind of want to see Mythical, even though I don't know many Mythical Pokemon, but I kind of want to see that one in the future. But yeah, this is fun. I didn't know that they could just over here just going through realities, we're going through different dimensions, some of these Pokemon, forcing things to Dynamax. Apparently I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed my reaction. Hope you enjoyed this video. This video was fun to watch. And yeah, thank you for watching. MyCupOfTea's out of here. See you later. Man. Let's go, Mewtwo! I'm just happy he's up there. I'm just happy he was high on that list.